thank each one of you for taking out your time and connecting with us. Today we are conducting a masterclass on achieving peak learning performance by brain development. A powerful science-based strategy for achieving peak learning performance by developing body, emotions, and brain, presenting a blueprint for how children can learn smarter, better, and happier.
The whole brain development has been around for the past 18 over years, and over the years we learn from everybody, both from the child themselves and also from the parents, and also collectively as a whole community of teachers, therapists, and all this. Do I get my kids to be happy in school and at the same time able to learn well, to be intelligent? Some kids are struggling in school, and parents say, I want my kids to really going forward to school, enjoy themselves, learn a lot of new things. I want them to raise up a happy child. So another question is that how do you get a kid to be successful? So there was this research done by Paul Urban, says that these are 8 areas that a person can be to be able to be successful in life, not only happy and intelligence. Number 1 is whether the child or the person, are they responsible adult? Okay, so we ask ourselves, how much responsibility can we take? And then are people positive? Is number 2, right? How positive they are? Do they, sometimes with this society so much, more and more kids are under a lot of very stressful environment, and I also see a lot of mental challenges. Even didn't maybe want to share with us. Let's say, for example, if a car don't function very well, what will happen?
So this is very important. Signs of vestibular dysfunction or functional implication.
Movement. Yeah. Okay. So the other part of the system we call it the tactile system, or some people call it somatosensory system. Somato means bodily and sensory system. Okay, this is a slide there. Okay, so there are many ideas that we can help the kids to be very active in all these areas. So you can do things that help their body to work. So I will say that there are 2 kinds of kids. One kind of kids they are under aroused. That system is our skin. The skin has about the whole body has one of the largest organ in the whole body system. We call it somato system. So the skin is the one that helps you to connect people, help you to bond with people, help you to adapt to all the sensory system, the touch. They have millions and billions of receptacles from all the skin that's feeding a lot of information to the brain. Relational system. In fact, relational system is the one that is without relation, without that meaning, without that emotion, everything goes all fall apart. Okay, so it's our first connection to the world. When I was born, the baby look at mommy. Okay, the mommy smile, the mommy cuddle give meaning to him, and that drives the baby to survive everything else we do. So the connectivity with people, the attachment with people is something that is very important to us, and we seek that interpersonal survival. Without the interpersonal, we cannot survive. Okay, and it's the way that our brain are structured for connectivity with people. I'll show you a video. Talk about why is it important in infancy, how the parents or the caregiver connection in the early years is going to affect their children mental and physical health in the outcome in the later years. Your immediate caregiver, okay, your connection with your caregiver, the way your emotion is being developed is a key to mental and emotional health. And I think a lot of challenges are facing now, a lot of mental health challenges.
It's not possible to talk about health without including mental health.
It's estimated that about 20% or 1 in 5 Canadians experiences some sort of mental health problem at some point in their life.
Mental illness is not an individual's problem. It's actually considered a public health problem.
Mental illness affects everybody, either directly or indirectly. It affects us personally, it affects us in an economic sense.
The most recent estimate places the cost at around $51 billion per year, and this was back in 2003.
Intervention for mental health problems needs to start with prevention, and I think parenting is very important.
Over the past century, our approach to parenting and its perceived impact on children has dramatically changed. Children are just little adults and should be treated as such. Dr. Spock prescribes tough love to foster independence. Harlow discovers babies use mom for food, comfort, and security. Ainsworth classifies babies as secure, insecure, and disorganized.
I was tell a lot of educators says that if only we allow the kids just to have free, unstructured play. So we're going to train things like speed. Number one, we're train things like how do you visual processing. We're going to train your memory I mentioned about. Then we're also going to train how to do some logic reasoning and listening ability and also some reading. These are some areas you can do some training.
Let's begin with the Q&A section right now. We have received some questions. The first being from Miss Samantha. She says, Mr. Jason, can you please share more details on tactile system and how it impacts children?
Tactile is the way we connect to the world. It's how we get touched, how we feel love. So the skin is very important. The brain will receive a lot of information from the skin. So there are trillions and trillions of, we say, many signals, receptacle that goes up to the brain. The brain is connecting and sensing all this information.